Lesson 11.5 is creating and interpreting box plots. You also hear them box and whisker. That's how I always learned it when I was in school, is box and whisker plots, because it'll make a box in the middle and then it'll have some line segments coming out of it. It looks like kind of cat whiskers. It says answer the statistical measures and create a box and whiskers plot for the following set of data. So what you've got to first make sure is your data is listed from least to greatest, and at least they do that for us. Then I need to pick out the minimum and the maximum value. So the lowest value you see is 3, the highest is 17. Easy enough. Then we need to find the median. So I'm going to start crossing off numbers here. You can do 2 at a time. And I see that's 11. Again, if I would have had 2 numbers in the middle, I would have had to average those. Okay, so then what happens is this splits your data kind of in half. This is like 50% is from here to here, 50% is here to here. Then they have this Q1 and QT. This is called your lower quartile. And this is called your upper quartile. So you'll see both, you'll see them called both of these things in this lesson. So Q1, quartile 1 is also called your lower. Think of quarter, there's 4 quarters and $1. You're separating this data into 4 sections, which would be each like 25%. 25%. Where this was 50%, right? And this is 0%. Basically, this is 100%. So it separates your data. What we're going to do for the lower quartile, or quartile 1, is we're going to take all this data, excluding the median, and we're going to find the middle of that data. And so I'm going to just cross with an X here. So there's 1, 2, so the middle would be 5. Okay, for your upper quartile, you're going to do the same thing with the upper half of your data. So I'm going to exclude the median, and I'm going to cross out to find the middle, which would be 15. Now we're ready to make our box and whisker. So you want to make your box with these 3 numbers. Your median at 11, so make a vertical line. You're going to make another vertical line at 5, and another vertical line at 15. And then make a rectangular box here. And again, on Delta Math, you'll just drag and it'll do it. And then your whiskers are the min and the max. So put a point at 3, and then make a line. Put a point at 17. Make a line. And so my middle value is 11. My highest is 17. My lowest is 3. And then I can see where the majority of my data lies. 50% of it, in fact, is right here to here. Okay, so that's how to make one. Now let's answer some questions about a different one. It says the box and whisker plot below represents some data set. What is the value of the second quartile? I didn't mean to have that there. Whoops. I asked more questions down here. What is the value of the second quartile? So it's kind of misleading. Here we didn't see a second quartile. That's going to be your median. So just know that median can also be called second quartile. And that's going to be this line right here in the middle of your box. So that would be 16. What is the value of the upper quartile, or quartile 3? That would be the right side of the box. That looks like 19. What is the maximum value of the data? That's going to be this over here. And so they've got a line. I always used to just draw a point, but a line here that would be at 22. And then what is the range? Range, you want to subtract the max minus the min. And so that would be 22 minus 7, which is 15. And then part E says, what percent of the data values are less than 11? So 11's right here. What part is this? Well, from minimum to the lower quartile, we said is 25%. It's a fourth of the data. So this was a fourth. That's why that's 50. Here, I'll do it like this. Ooh, yucky curly bracket. So there's 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. Okay, so this from less than 11 would be 25%. If they would have said less than 16, that would have been 50%. If they would have said more than 16, that would have been 50%. If they would have said less than 19, that would be 75%. So it separates it all into quarters, or 25%.